Today, let's talk about the new moon in Pisces happening on February 23rd, 2020. This is about love detox. You might have had a sweet love hangover, but honey, it's time to come on out of it. Check this out. All right, guys, this is Lisa with Heart of Inspiration. Thank you so very much for watching this video. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell, ring-a-ling-a-ling. And if you like this video, share it with, I don't know, 20 of your closest friends. Anyway, the new moon is going to happen in Pisces on the 23rd, okay? February 23rd of 2020. It's about to happen. It's about to go down. I'm looking at this like a love detox because we all know that Pisceans, Pisces loves to love. This is the 12th house. This is the house of endings, the house of karma, the house of dreams, the house of grand aspirations, and it can be the house of delusion, right? And when you come out of the daze and the haze, oh boy, we might need to detox a little bit. So let's take a look at the chart here and see what we have in store for us. Now, at this new moon, okay, in Pisces, we've got a few things happening here, okay? I want to highlight the moon right here. Let's go in and get my little pen out. And we're just going to draw real nicely. We'll make it in purple, okay? So we're going to draw real nicely. The new moon, as you all probably do know. And if you don't, that's what the new moon is, when the sun, the moon, and the earth are in that order. So typically, right, the moon reflects light. The moon reflects the sun's light, and that's what gives it its luminary capabilities. It is not a luminary on its own. It is also not a planet. So when the sun, the moon, and the earth are aligned, that's what we call a new moon, because there's no reflection, right? There's no, from our point of view, there's no light reflecting off of the moon. So it's going to be at 4 degrees in Pisces. I like to say when we're at the new moon time, this is not the time for us to focus in on our feelings. This is not the time to be overly emotional. It's kind of the emotions are blocked for just a moment so that we can go on and figure out what it is we truly need to be manifesting during this season. Our intention, devoid of, fear, guilt, shame, or just like kind of like, woohoo, we're all so happy in the rose-colored glasses, right? But let's be real logical and methodical about what we are putting out. Now, the interesting thing with this new moon is also at the same time we do have Mercury in retrograde coming in hot for another pass backwards towards the sun. Now, Mercury is the closest planet to the sun, so it kind of talks to the sun a lot, right? It just kind of says, hey, what's going on? What do we want to tell everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Well, lately it's been hanging out with Neptune over here in Pisces, and it's just saying, hey, it's been in a bit of a haze. I kind of like to say there's been a little puffing going on, okay? Like, because Neptune is just kind of like, hey, man, it's cool. Like, we're at the end of it all, and we're in the final stages, and we're kind of looking back on our life and then saying, what do we want to do for the next chapter? And we can do anything in the next chapter, right? The next episode. And Mercury's just like, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Right? And then Mercury's like, well, I have all these thoughts. And it's been going at 50 miles an hour. And Neptune's just going, are you kidding me? Chill out. So Mercury is now in retrograde, and it's saying, oh my gosh, I can't take this dreamy person. I can't take this like, it's okay, man, this kind of hippie, right? I can't take that overly spiritual stuff. I've got to get some concrete thoughts down. We don't have all day, every day, twice on Sunday, so let's get it cracking. I just came past all of these big boys recently and through Aquarius, and I didn't come through all of that just to hear everything's cool, kumbaya, don't worry, be happy. That's not what I'm all about. So it's going back, and it's like, well, wait, let me go check with the sun. Let me pass the moon up, and I'm going to head back into Aquarius, dip back in there, clear my head, and come on back, okay? So while it's making this kind of approach, it's not really what we would say an orb. I mean, it's just barely an orb at 9 degrees of Pisces. So I'm not going to call it orby. You know, by the end of, as the moon is then passing the sun and coming out, there are going to be 2 ships passing in the night. What this is going to allow us to do is devoid of emotion, kind of, and not completely devoid, but when emotions can be a little bit suppressed. It's going to allow us to kind of go back and say, there may have been some things I needed to do back there in Aquarius that I didn't do. And maybe I need to be thinking about this. Maybe I need to consider it. Maybe I need to reconsider it. And what's going to be for my greatest good? Now, why, pray tell, do you say I call this a love detox? We've had Venus hanging out over here in Aries, as well as Lilith, and I just drew all over poor Lilith. She's going to be really angry with me. So this is what we've had going on over here. We've had Venus in Aries. And then we've finally got Lilith and Chiron on top of one another. Venus is like, can I hurry up and get the heck out of Aries and skip on down the road here into one of my home signs of Taurus. I'm really happy there. I'm not happy here. Venus in Aries is not make love, not war. Aries is like, no, make war, girl. We don't have time for this make love stuff. We're going to make war. And on top of all that, you got Chiron and Lilith finally conjunct. So all that lovely little nastiness and all the times you want to be petty and all the times you want to just break bad and be like, screw you, and screw you, and the horse you just rode in on. It's on top of your deepest, potentially, right, wounds. Especially if you have Chiron in Aries, like I do, at 3 degrees, like I do. It's really highlighting all those very personal triggers. And Lilith is all the while saying, we not having that, boo. Break out of that. I don't have time for this sad, sad story. No more sad songs. Get your life. And Venus is going, I know you're the dark side of the moon. And I know you're that petty. And I know you're that independent woman. I'm just trying to get us to see things in a beautiful light. On a personal level. So we've been fighting to look at things on a very personal level and just come out of this moon sextiling and the Venus and Aries. So we might have started some relationships up here, ladies and gentlemen, that perhaps we shouldn't have been starting. And they looked really good at the time. But is it that we started those relationships because of the fact, holy cats, that they satisfied and made us feel better temporarily about some very personal injuries? They helped us to forget our problems. They helped us to forget our feelings. They helped us to forget and forgive for a moment and made us feel really good. And it's been okay because we've had Neptune in this hazy bit. And let's all be real. We just came out of one of the strongest that we'll never see in our lifetime, in many, many lifetimes. Hundreds of years, in fact, one of the strongest conjunctions that still, although it's waning, it's still not over, with Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn. This deep need to personally transform ourselves, to become our greatest self. We're kind of thinking, maybe I might want a partner to go along with it. And sometimes I think we found a partner to go along with it, really, because it kind of looked good, it sounded good, it sounded like everything was going great, while we had Mercury zipping around, zippity-doo-dah. And all the while, it's trining Uranus and Taurus, So these guys are super happy, like especially Pluto, super happy to have Uranus and Taurus. Been in retrograde, out of retrograde, finally direct. Why do you think it's so happy? Because, hey, Pluto's all about personal transformation, and Taurus is like, let's get it, let's go. Like, we gonna change this now. We don't have time. Let's keep it moving. And Saturn, while Saturn is the great teacher and still happy in Capricorn, and it's going to be still happy because it's heading into its second home of Aquarius, at this new moon, we've got all of these things pulling at us. Did we get into the right partnerships? Business-wise, socially, romantically. Are these partnerships going to fulfill us? Are we maintaining love relationships that perhaps maybe we should not? And should we be kicking other love relationships into high gear? Are we full of our own crap about how we feel about ourselves and how we love ourselves? Is it time? It's time to come out of the haze. You've been in the sweetest hangover. I don't want to get over. Honey, take you an aspirin. Drink you some water. Get some eggs in you, honey, because we got a detox now. We've been in this Neptunian love. I got nothing but love, this Neptunian dreamland. And it's okay to have the dreams, but we gotta put some structure in here. And that Saturn is going to be at 27 degrees Capricorn, coming into its strongest placements in the sign right before it leaves and goes into Aquarius, where it's like, I can still regulate from here. I'm regulated at home. I'm going next door to my brother's house. And Jupiter is just trying to get along. So Jupiter at 18 degrees is coming up on Pluto in Capricorn. So Jupiter is saying, okay, in order for me to survive this transit, we got to achieve something. We do not have time for you to be going, I got the sweetest hangover. I don't want to get over. We don't have time for that. We got things to do. So can we put some motion in the ocean? Can we get something behind the dreams? Can we stop being in the haze and get behind the dreams? Put some structure here. Detox. And then we have Mars coming up almost conjunct to the South Node, again, in Capricorn. All of these energies, beloveds, trining this big bad boy down here at the new moon is going to empower us to put structure, meaning, definition behind the spiritual gifts, achievements, growth, visions, purpose, all of that. It's giving us the opportunity to do that. It's giving us a chance to look at ourselves hardcore right now in that 12th karmic house and say, what have I been doing? How much of this is on me? What do I need to clear out? How do I need to move? What do I need to do? How do I step my game up so that I'm not going into the next 28, 30 years living somebody else's freaking dream because I was having a love hangover? Honey, it's time to come out of your daze. Now, I'm not saying anything about love that, it's a bad thing. It's not. Love isn't a bad thing at all. Because love is the basis of everything. It's life-giving, right? So what love can do for you, though, it can carry you through and buoy you up and give you the courage to create that which it's putting a seed in your ground. Right? The vision you're getting, sweetie. Can we put something behind that vision? Because all these lovely planets are sextiling the new moon and Mercury and Pisces, energizing it even more to give it some good grounding so we can come out and take the rose-colored glasses off. It doesn't mean you can't still see your intention, beloved, but you've got to take the rose-colored glasses off and revolutionize your very foundation. Revolutionize how you look at yourself, how you think about yourself, how you react to your world around you, who you have with you, what you're about. How do you want to present yourself? What do you want to be known for? That's what we do in this kind of stage in our lives. We look back on our lives and we say, what the heck have we done over the last year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? Where am I at right now? And how do I go about changing that and altering that so that I can leave my legacy? And is the legacy that I'm leaving right now actually what I want to be known for? Or for Pete's sake, do I have the opportunity, the wherewithal, and the courage to change it? So if you've been wanting to make that change, make it. At this new moon, set the intention, clear the cobwebs, take off the rose-colored glasses, look at your life for what it is, clear your karma, and go forward, listening to your higher self in connection with Source and hearing where you're supposed to be and what your plans are. Your future is bright and it's amazing. You might have to clean up some of your mess, but this is what your mother says, right? Clean your room before you go outside. Let's clean up our room. Let's get over the hangover. I know it's sweet and I know it's beautiful, but gosh darn it all. Let it go. All right, guys. Hey, I've really enjoyed this time. We're going to continue this party on the new moon by doing live meditation, setting intention. Let me set that intention with you, and just so check it out. But if you've got to go ahead, subscribe, hit the bell, like this. Make sure you hit the bell twice so you get all my notifications, and you'll know when I go live each and every time. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. Oh, and hey, if you don't really know how to meditate, or you're like, I'm not sure how I can do that, or I'm doing, go to my 7-day meditation challenge or the guided meditations, and there you're going to find all that you need to do to help you learn how to start your meditation life. Hey, till next time, we'll see you later. Bye.